Many people think that maybe he might either be slowing down or not playing at the same level. My eyes tell me he's still playing at an elite level, still destroying the interior of an offense, can get to the quarterback, crush a run game, you name it. Ndamukong Suh can do it. And how about how durable he is? Hasn't missed a game since 2011.
And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area. But they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Zuerlein, of course, last year had likely the iconic field goal of the season, booting that 57-yarder in the Superdome to send his squad to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you really hurt the Saints fans on that one, didn't you?
Sorry.
They didn't want to hear that at all. But this guy deserves his nicknames. Greg the Leg, Legatron, because the ball goes through the post at a heavy rate, 87% in 2018.
So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by their 6'4" quarterback, the former #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Buying time to his left. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
And that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Howard has the 1st down and then some. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. The numbers for Howard a week ago: 4 catches, 75 yards, and a touchdown.
And what we just saw there was exactly what they need against this defense. Big plays. They were able to pick up a 1st down on that one.
Throw right side to Perriman, and it's caught. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurate when he throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Winston. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. And one advantage for this offensive unit is the big target, Mike Evans.
Play to his strength, his size and catch radius. Throw it up there, let him go get it.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Barber. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Peyton Barber, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs have taken the lead.
In as many coaches' meetings as we sit in, we hear the word finish all the time, don't we? And on that play, the back actually finished getting into the end zone, breaking the last tackle. Tried to wrap up, tried to use the proper technique, just wasn't able to get it done.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's Peyton Barber that polishes it all off with a touchdown scamper. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter play. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Let's go.
Throwing on 3rd. Gone. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Jordan Whitehead there defensively.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from there.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
A reminder coming up tonight, a tough ticket in New Orleans. The Cowboys in town to take on the Saints on Sunday Night Football. Then tomorrow night, Charles and I would go to Pittsburgh. Bengals and Steelers, 2 teams, well, they don't like each other very much. That's well documented. That starts at 8:15 Eastern as we close out the month of September. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The perennial Pro Bowler Aaron Donald gets the sack.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. The Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we draw up. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Michael Brocker's in on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play. They're holding to no gain. Peyton Barber, a surprise workhorse for the Buccaneers in 2018. I don't think they expected him to have 234 carries, but he certainly felt like he could carry the load and just carried it there for a nice gain.
They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. On 2nd down, it's Barber. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. Working out of the gun, Winston. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Samson Abuka in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. 2 minutes to play in his first half, 7-3 our score. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Here's Ellington. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And a look now at the game so far for Jameis Winston. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground. But that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Winston now to throw on first down.
Well, they obviously red man covers there.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Akeem Talib. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When we talk about Akeem Talib, technique is not the word that comes to mind, but don't worry about that. This guy anticipates as well as anyone in the league, and he did just that, picking off another pass.
And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. From the end zone, gone. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. The Rams on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Back to throw, gone. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Ellington now to return it. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Gearing up to go again here on offense, Andre Ellington works his way back out there. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the second quarter. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. The Bucs on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now Winston. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is caught inside the 5. So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. where you see the final score there. Mohamed Sanu, well over 100 yards receiving with 3 touchdown catches. From there, we head up to Wisconsin to check out the Packers at home in Lambeau. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. 21-7, the final score. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And it was the visiting Carolina Panthers who were victorious in that one. The final, 29-14. Meanwhile, in our game, not a lot of offense to go around. 7-3 is our score. Will we see things open up in the second half? To find out, we get it back to our guys in the booth, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot more tackles.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. O.J. Howard, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Goff, and his pass incomplete. Gerald Everett is tight end, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage will be found.
And this will be taken at the 13. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jameis Winston and the rest of the Bucs set to begin this next drive. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with a quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
He already has 2 sacks to his credit. Now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out-and-out double him. Maybe you make sure you take...
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by John Johnson. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Gurley. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A solid chunk there, 15 yards.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, ended up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down. Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing, but with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Tackle made that time by Vita Vea.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, this is the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game. Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out...
And look at this, it's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. The deception there pays off to perfection. 14 yards on the fake punt and a first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Jared Goff, 4 times last year, he led the Rams on a 4th quarter comeback. He obviously didn't do it in Super Bowl 53, but can he do it here? Here's Goff. Out left, he's got it to Everett. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Here's Gurley. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty...
And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Robert Woods, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Rams were able to get back within a touchdown. Here's Goff. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Barber. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd, and he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And that's going to make it 4th down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the Rams are going offense here with a 1st and 10. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. For whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Oh, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
Now gone. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To throw is gone. And find Everett there, complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll get this one to Cup, complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Gosh, given the time in the short game, would he have been better off just dropping that?
Yeah, when you look at the clock, you think so. But it's hard to get a receiver to drop a football. They're trained to catch everything.
I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
Well, to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving. Oh, I know it goes against the grain here. It totally goes against it, but you've got to drop the ball in that situation. He makes a catch, but he loses yards and doesn't get out of bounds.
Zerline's kick is up and through. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. Well, we knew this had the potential to be a tight game, but with less than 3 minutes to play, couldn't be any tighter. We're all tied.
All locked up, right? And this next drive is going to tell us everything we need to know about this game because I want to see how they come out with the football. Are they going to be aggressive and attack downfield? You still got a 2-minute warning to come up? Or are they going to be conservative and try and hold on and maybe just get to overtime?
A final score now from Chicago. And the Bears have scored. That one's been interesting as they retake the lead. Jameis to throw it. Mitch Trubisky. Good game throwing the ball, over 300 passing yards. Oh, so close to an interception. Read that beautifully. Got his hands on it. Couldn't get it. And it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Here's Winston. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, third and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on third and long. Winston to throw. Airing this one out for Evans. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Weddle. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Goff. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Goff. And he's got his man on the out route. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. So it'll all come down to the booming right leg of Greg Zuerlein. This from long, very long range. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right. And that changes everything here in OT. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance, you got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to him, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. On 2nd down now. It's Barber, and he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
I think we can safely say that those types of players are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The Bucs on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Now Winston, and down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald, and that'll bring up 4th down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Getting set to go again here on offense, Jared Goff trots back onto the field. And after the slow start, the numbers show he has really straightened things out. How often sometimes is that you come into a game and the defense is game planned a little differently than you expected?
More often than maybe people realize, so adjustments are often a big part of each and every game, and it's not just getting to halftime. It's series to series to make it work, and being able to hang in there when there's a little adversity early and see them able to flip it around, it's kind of gratifying for a team to watch, especially for a coach.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
This would be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed a big hit for a loss. Got some real estate inside the 30 and all the way down to the 25-yard line. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And they take a 17-14 lead. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So for Los Angeles, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.